Hi guys, it's Kiyarko here, back with another speed build. This is a speed build that I'm calling the Eco-Cyber Skylines. And this is kind of an interesting concept, and I'm really excited to show this to you guys because I've been working on it like all weekend. It's a kind of a massive build, to be honest. This is just part one, which is just going to be the exteriors of this build. As I usually do, part one is just the exteriors. Part two will be the interiors, and I think there's actually going to be a part three of interiors as well, just because this build is so freaking massive. But in that, it is a labor of love, so I'm very, very excited to show you guys what I've been working on for the past couple days. So let me just explain this world and this concept because it's kind of a lot to get through. I'm a huge sci-fi fan. The thing about sci-fi, I feel like, is that you can go in a lot of different directions in terms of genre, in terms of theme, in terms of aesthetic. You know, like for example, the sci-fi futuristic world of Blade Runner is very different from the sci-fi futuristic world of Ready Player One. You know what I mean? Like there's different kinds of things that you can do with sci-fi and that kind of stuff. So this world is the cyber eco world. And basically the idea for this is that and this is like an alternate universe, you know, like this is it's not based on any like real science or anything like that. This is just an alternate universe. But the reason it's called the sci-fi eco world, or sorry, the eco-cyber world, is because I wanted to create a space in the future, or in an alternate universe future, in which humanity has been well, I mean, it's not too alternative of a universe, but humanity has been facing the consequences of, you know, climate change at a very, very drastic degree. And because of that, a lot of the way civilization has developed is very centered around being more green and eco-friendly, but also because of the effects of climate change, there's a lot less resources. So for example, when I'm doing like the interiors of the build, you're gonna see that I'm not using a lot of wood very much because I thought that maybe wood would be a material that they just don't have as much anymore. And then I also, let's see, what am I doing here? I also figured that I mean, like, I'm not like a scientist or anything. I'm just like, this is just like a world I had in my head. All the energy resources, or like the places that people get energy, is all renewable energy, which is great. You know, like everyone's gonna have little, what are they called? Wind turbines? What are those things called? Windmills? I don't know. The things that you put on, you'll see them later. the renewable energy of like air, you know what I mean? And people are gonna have solar panels and stuff like that. You'll see that everyone has like a recycling bin in their home. It's like a major thing in this world to be very eco-friendly, to keep the environment in mind. That being said, it's not an eco-paradise. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's a world that has been decimated by climate change, in which humanity is trying to rebuild and fix their past by being more eco-friendly. Okay, so that's the world. See, those are the turbines I was talking about. So that is the world. I'm just, honestly, this specific lot in this world, I figured that maybe people, because of, I don't know, like again, like this is just a world I made up. Maybe because of possibly overpopulation, or you know, the decimation of certain areas of land or something like that. Living space is very much tighter now in this universe. There's not a lot of living space, so people have built vertically. So there's going to be, in this world, I imagine, there would be like a lot of skyscrapers around this place. It'd be very tall, kind of like Blade Runner, where, you know, there's like massive buildings everywhere really tight together. You don't really get that here on this particular lot because there's not really other tall buildings around this one, but that's kind of what I imagine that this world would be, is that there'd be a lot of tall buildings with this kind of thing on top of like extra housing and stuff like that. That being said, I also figured that this particular lot would kind of be a mix of I'm not sure. I feel like some of the lot, or some of the housing on this lot would be probably more expensive housing, like very like prime real estate, I guess, and then the smaller areas or the smaller homes on this lot would just be like lower priced housing. I don't know. I just figured that it would be a range of different people in different economic situations in this build. So this is so much that I'm explaining right now. But yeah, this is the world I came up with. Let me know what you think of it. It's an interesting one. I don't know why I wanted to do like an eco concept for a sci-fi build, because there's so many different things I could do with sci-fi. I think really I just wanted to incorporate like, what's the word? Eco-friendly technology, again, like solar panels and stuff like that. I just really like the aesthetic of it in terms of like a futuristic kind of aspect. Other things about this world. Okay, so you can see that I gave them little, in game, they're actually jet skis, or what are they called? What are they called? Those things that you see on those metal grids. In this world, I imagined that those are like their little flying bike things. Like we have maybe in this future invented a way to basically have like these little motorcycle-like things that fly through the air using, futuristic technology. So everyone's kind of got this little bike thing that they can fly around on. Another part of this feature, you're gonna see me have these windows that I already used a little bit. They're not, you can't see them right here, but they're the black windows that have like white text at the bottom, and that was kind of my hint at maybe intense advertising going on in this feature. Maybe like that's a huge thing, like advertising is everywhere and you can't avoid it, and they like pay people to have advertising in their windows and stuff. That's another aspect of this feature that I thought would be interesting. Let's see, what am I doing here? I'm just putting together all my builds and exteriors. This is me trying to fit a beam into a specific place. I know it looks weird with my mouse moving like that, but I'm trying to find a way to fit that beam on there, because I don't know why, sometimes building on apartments is so difficult and it's very annoying. But EA and The Sims, there's always gonna be glitches, you gotta expect the glitches. But I'm just basically setting up what this area is gonna look like. As you can see, there's like a lot of housing. Like, I don't know how many apartments or studios that I furnished. It's gonna be a lot. It's more than 10, I think. It was a lot. Like I said, this is a massive build. Stay tuned for parts 2 and 3, because I think you guys will like a lot what I do with the interiors. What I do end up doing with the interiors is I do a mix of, I don't know how to explain this. It's like generic design and character design. So some of the houses will just have like generic future concepts for like house living, and then others will have specific characters in mind for like how they would live and what they would do, and stuff like that. For example, in the next video, I'm really excited to show you, I created this apartment for this VR like fashion streamer influencer person, and I love her apartment. You guys are gonna think it's so cool. So stay tuned for that, and that'll be in part 2, which is gonna be out tomorrow. That reminds me to mention, in this world, I also thought that people would be intensely using VR like all the time. I just watched Ready Player One. To be honest, I didn't finish it. I only got halfway through because I got super bored. I'm sorry if you like that movie, it just wasn't for me. But it did inspire me in terms of VR and VR technology, and how that could look in this world. So I figured that everyone kind of is super, has VR tech, and people kind of stay in their houses a lot, and that's what they do. And probably part of that is maybe the environment and the air surrounding people is kind of probably a little bit polluted and not very good for people, so they probably stay inside all the time, is what I imagine. So you'll see a lot of VR tech in people's homes, because I figured that's the only way for people to, connect and communicate. But yeah, but that being said, it gave me a lot of opportunity to come up with some really cool character homes. Like I said, there was the fashion influencer streamer. I created an apartment for a athletic streamer, someone who records themselves doing exercises and uploading those. I did one for a musician and stuff. Just check it out in the next 2 videos. It's super cool. And I'm really proud of this build, because it's just such a mind barf. It's just my brain just having coming up with this whole world, and it was really fun to put together. So I really do hope that you guys enjoy it, because I spent so much time on this. Like I said, it's 3 parts long, which is a lot. If I had to guess, I'd probably say I spent 6 or 7 hours doing this build, which is a lot. It's one of my longer times. But that being said, I'm a super indecisive builder sometimes, so sometimes I'll just spend 20 minutes trying to pick a wallpaper, so it's on me a little bit, but Anyways, I'm just setting up this kind of road path here so that people can navigate getting to their apartments and stuff. But like I said, because that they have flying motorcycle machines, and because most people spend all their time inside anyways, I don't think a lot of people would be like walking around this area, like maybe just like go on a walk, but this is more just for layout purposes. As you can see, there's like the elevator there for people to access the roof. You know, so Sims can come up and stuff like that. Adding some green parts because obviously this is like an eco-friendly future, or like people are trying to be eco-friendly. So I figured that they would have a lot of grass growing on the roof for, you know, eco purposes, I guess. I also imagine that they have genetically modified a lot of plants to like produce even more oxygen. I don't know. They somehow have genetically modified plants to impact the environment even more positively. Like, I don't know if I'm explaining this right. I had this idea that they'd like have genetically modified their plants to like further help them clean the air. I don't know. That was just one concept I have. But yeah. Anyways, I'm just putting on some little touches here and there. Even though this first part is just the exterior, I actually do add on more to the exterior in parts 2 and 3. So you'll see it become a lot more detailed later on. I add a lot more plant life and greenery to this outside area. I also add like drones and cool stuff flying around. So you'll see that in parts 2 and part 3. If you hear meowing in the background, that's my cat. He's having a temper tantrum right now. So sorry if you hear that. This is a little space where I figured that they, like the community would like host special little stands or something where people could sell stuff. Like for example, maybe the table on the left, someone is selling like, I don't know what the word would be, organic or like just very good like linen sheets that are recycled or something like that. I don't know, just like cool little goods there. This little, I don't know what you would call this little shack thing. Someone's selling like drinks there or something like that. So that's just like a little community space where they can host vendors and stuff. But you can see me giving everybody a recycling bin because recycling's great. That is the video. That is part 1, which is mostly the exterior. You can see some screenshots here to see that I actually added more stuff later on. So this is a little bit of a hint. Yeah, see all those flowers and stuff? That's not there right now, but I will add it in later on. So these are just screenshots of what the exterior is gonna be in the end. And I really like it. I think it looks pretty freaking good. And I hope you guys like it too. I really hope you do because I spent so much time on this and it would be a shame if this build is totally not good in your eyes. But as always, please leave any requests or suggestions you have for me to build in the comments down below. You guys have brilliant ideas and I would love to hear them. And if you've already requested or suggested something, it's on my list and I'm gonna do it. I just needed to get this build out of my system because I was really feeling sci-fi recently. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching and I will see you next time.